Good afternoon and welcome to Adria Karting Raceway. It's the final day, the final race, the final round of the WSK Final Cup for 2017. Thank you for joining us all around the world on WSK.it. We are getting ready for the first of our four finals this afternoon with the driver on screen from Bergamo, Matteo Vigano, in the 1-2-3 green machine. He will start this one, our first final this afternoon for KZ2 on pole position. This is Ian Silvestro bringing you live coverage of the last race of the year for WSK promotion, the Final Cup, the second round. That's Francesco Iacovacci on screen. He's second in the series on 95 points to Alessio Lorandi, who starts this one back on grid number 10, who has 108 points. That is Brad Benavides. You note the flag of the USA is actually from Guatemala. He is driving for the French team, CPB Sport of Paul Bisaglione. Starts out of grid number 3 alongside Alessandro Giardelli, the Italian, in the 1-2-2. CRG has been getting better and better all weekend and needs to put in the big ones here this afternoon. The TM engines tuned by Mike Sebecki of SRP Racing. They've gradually been getting faster and faster on the second row of the grid. That's Axel Bengtsson, the 1-2-5 Cosmic Kart, out of grid number 5, the driver from Sweden for Olivier Matachel's Cosmic Racing Department. May well cause an upset victory here this afternoon. Adrien Renaudin, the French driver who dominated the last round of the European Championships at Kristianstad in Sweden. Remember, he won that race by 17 seconds. Also driving for the team of Paul Bisaglione. Starts out of grid number 6. Speaking of French drivers, the beautiful 101 Carly Kart of Emilien Denner, the TM-powered machine. Out of grid number 7, he starts alongside the driver from Tel Aviv in Israel, 105. That is Ariel Levy. Also for Paul Bisaglione, the TM-powered Sodi Kart. Of course, Sodi Kart won the WSK Supermaster Series earlier in the year with Bas Lemmers, who is on the lookout for a new team for 2018. We can't wait to see the Dutchman, the two-time World Cup champion, line up next year for a new team. The reigning Supermaster Series champion, the reigning Final Cup champion, is Marco Ardigo, who's not racing this weekend, having missed the last couple of races due to injury. And we are ready to go for the first of our four finals this afternoon. 20 laps for KZ2 here at Adria Karting Raceway. And for the first time this weekend, the fog is lifting. It's only 7 or 8 degrees here. We had to actually postpone the program yesterday due to the fog. We couldn't see the other side of the circuit from where our camera angle is bringing you the shots of these karts here this afternoon. Once again, welcome to Adria Karting Raceway here in northern Italy, the final race of the 2017 season, the Final Cup, and this is the grid for KZ2. Vigano and Iacovacci, the Italians, on the front row of the grid. Then Benavides, Giardelli, Bengtsson, Renaudin, Emilien Denner, Ariel Levy. Daniel Vasile from Pitești in Romania has been quick. He won the first 2 heats. Starts out of grid number 9 alongside Alessio Lorandi, the fastest qualifier. He dominated a week ago, but starts this one out of grid number 10 after not having a good run in the pre-final. They come round onto the straight to start their second formation lap. So Lorandi leading the championship on 108 to Iacovacci on 95. Vasile, 4th in the points on 55. He has been superb, driving the Modena-powered M92 DR chassis, having to come from grid number 9. Here's the Romanian. Mikhail Fortev, Oliver Rasmussen on the 6th row. Klim Gavrilov, Mark Bertul, the 4th of the CPB Sport team drivers. Ivan Chuparov and Nikat Sitnikov, the Russians, on the final row of the grid. There's Vigano, raced in the OK direct drive class a week ago. Much more comfortable driving a kart with a gearbox. The 1-2-3 green machine, the driver from Bergamo, on pole position. Yakovaci, the LKE-powered Luxor kart, on the outside of the front row of the grid. Lorandi leads the championship. He dominated, in fact, a week ago. Starts back on grid number 10. The assistant race director, Mr. Marco Carlino, bravely stands at the front of the field with the red flag. And we are ready to race for the final time. KZ2 for 2017. Vigano for the green team on pole. Yakovaci from the eternal city of Rome on the outside of the front row of the grid. We are green for the final time in 2017. Brett Benavides. What a start by the Guatemalan. From the second row of the grid, launched himself between Yakovaci and Vigano. He will lead the opening lap in the CPB Sports Sonic Kart. Vigano in second spot. Renaudin up into fourth. Behind Yakovaci, we're keeping one eye on Lorandi. There he goes. Picks up another spot already. Alessio Lorandi on the opening lap, the opening few corners, is up into position number 7. Brad Benavides flying the flag from the USA. He is from Guatemala in Central America, and he leads the opening lap of the final. A brilliant start from Brad, comes across the line for the first time. The order is Benavides, Vigano, Yakovaci, Renaudin, Axel Bankston. Also a brilliant start for the Swede. He's in P5. Then it's Giardelli, Lorandi 7th, as we mentioned. Emilian Dena, Vasiler in 9th. And Oliver Rasmussen, the Swede, rounds out the 10. The Dane, I should say, Oliver Rasmussen. Not to be confused with Axel Bankston, the Swedish driver in the other Cosmic kart, as Vigano slides down the inside. And the Italian Matteo Vigano takes the lead. Yakovaci tries to force his way through in the Luxor kart. There's Renaudin in P4, the Blue Machine. Vigano, well, is Benavides' time in the sun, figuratively speaking, because it's still grey and overcast here at Adria. Is his time out of the limelight done? Is he's back into second spot as the Russian Chubarov goes past his countryman, Fortev. Gavrilov also, the Russians running 11, 12, 13 and 14. Gavrilov, Fortev, Chubarov and Sitnikov. Yakovaci goes down the inside, takes Benavides also. Next in line is Adrien Renaudin. So Brad has to respond. He did make a brilliant start, but he's back to 4th already. Might also be 5th is Bankston, if Bankston can fight his way through. The race leader, Matteo Vigano. Second in the championship. As it stands at this early stage of the race, Yakovaci will take the title on 135 points to Vigano's 130, but we'll leave that alone for the moment. Remember, progressive points from the first round of the series, that was dominated by Alessio Lorandi. There is the Italian, now up into P5. That moves him into second in the virtual championship. Renaudin runs in P3. The French driver behind the two Italians. The American, the Central American, Brad Benavides, still running in P4, but looming up behind him is Lorandi. Yakovaci, the LKE-powered Luxor kart versus the Vortex-powered Tony kart. Also keeping one eye on the Monda-powered Daniel Rossi kart and various other TM engines in the field. 4 different manufacturers in KZ2. It's the Vortex leading the LKE at the moment, then the TM. Vasiler up into 7th spot. The Romanian just flashing by at the bottom of your screen. Renaudin up into 3rd on the podium. Lorandi down the inside. He also picks off Brad Benavides. Benavides tries to hold him off, and he does. Brilliantly done by Brad. Holds off the 2013 KF3 World Champion, Alessio Lorandi, running in P5. GP3 race winner just a month or so back in that Formula Series in Spain. A superb talent in the world of motorsport driving for the baby race team. Alessio Lorandi, second in the championship. He dominated a week ago. He runs P5 behind Brad Benavides. Vigano from Iacovacci, 3/10 of a second between the two Italians and Renaudin. The Frenchman has fought his way up onto the podium. This is the final quarter race distance, KZ2, the final cup, the final round here at Adria Karting Raceway. Lorandi still can't find a way past Brad Benavides, and right behind him is the driver from Pitești in Romania, Daniel Vasile, who won the first two heats yesterday in spectacular fashion. The Romanian has been brilliant, running for the 5-time world champion Daniel Rossi. The M92 chassis. There he is, Daniel in 6th position, just ahead of Bankston and Jardelli, the race leader Vigano. 3/10 of a second, fastest lap for the Russian Ivan Chubarov at this early stage of the race, running in P10. Behind the Dane, Oliver Rasmussen. Lorandi again tries and goes down the inside. This time, he takes Benavides, who's forced out wide into the marbles, and will come under pressure also from Axel Bankston. He'll have rubbish all over those Bridgestone tyres. Lorandi forces his way through. They did not touch. A scrappy move, but the Italian got the job done. Now up into P4. Vigano, Iacovacci, Renaudin, the French driver, getting close to the back of the Italian in the Luxor kart, looks behind. Here comes Alessio. Adrien will need to make a move pretty soon, because Alessio will be right on his hammer before he knows it. Vasile also in P5, trying to stay with Lorandi, drag himself up into the lead. The fastest two drivers on the track up until this point this weekend have been Vasile, the Romanian, in the Danilo Rossi kart, and Lorandi in the Baby Race Tony kart. They both started on the 5th row of the grid, 9th and 10th respectively. Now they run in P4 and 5. Benavides back to 6. There's Lorandi, Vasile, Benavides, Bankston, Rasmussen, so the Cosmics running 7 and 8. On the straight they come. This is the end of lap number 8. Lorandi on screen in the Baby Race Tony kart. The Luxor kart of Iacovacci runs in P2. Vigano doing a superb job out front. Qualified down the field in Friday night's time practice. Was not happy, but he's worked his way back up into contention. Started this one on pole position. Benavides, as we saw, got that brilliant start. But Vigano leads as we approach half race distance. The KZ2 final here at Adria Karting Raceway. And Iacovacci losing touch with the race leader Vigano. Renaudin, the Frenchman, looking to make a move on the Luxor team pilot. Looks behind him. Lorandi's getting closer. There's Vasile, the Romanian from Benavides. The two Cosmics go through. Bankston and Rasmussen, then Chubarov, Jardelli back to 10th. Head of Dana Gavrilov, Fortev, Ariel Levy, Marc Berthaud, the Frenchman, and Nikita Sitnikov rounds out the field. Down the inside, and Alessio Lorandi moves up into P3. That will have ramifications for the championship. He dominated last weekend. It would almost be unfair if he doesn't take the title. But Iacovacci still leads it by the narrowest of margins as we approach half race distance. There you can see on screen, Iacovacci would still take the title if it were to finish now. This is half race distance. Lorandi, though, that positional gave him an